Cup. Played some good cricket through.
Folded arm of Geoffrey Boytham.
Another fielding by the Englishman here. It was Ian Botham this time.
And a half-century from the impressive Graham Gooch.
And the shot repeated this time. Brings up the 100 for England.
4 years earlier, the World Cup in England had been characterised by strong West Indian support. Many, they remain the best one-day. Not to mention Colin Croft and Joel Garner.
At that time now we were well entrenched as one of the best teams in the world, if not the best team in the world. We were beating people left, right, on. Just fitted in quite well.
And with the ball, and he managed to mould them into a, slick.
Hello and a warm welcome. Bangladesh and news from tomorrow Shakib Al Hasan and but the big ones is that Tamim Iqbal is back. Tamim Iqbal is back for Bangladesh, and so is Saudi. Was brilliant. And he did brilliant. And he did come to Miraj, who's not in that guy. Tanzib Hassan.
Just about the thoughts of it. The leagues are 5-0. Yeah. Nation team, you don't send in your best team. Once again, that's the live example that we've seen. Finn, Allen, William, all the big guns are missing. You do see the power pack guns are here that you can see. The batters tells me, this is coming Dhoni. Once he made a drink, yep. This is the name that comes to my mind when back inside, because Bangladesh, but they have got the squad names. The World Cup is coming, and we talked about this again. Consider playing in Bangladesh a very good practice turf, because it is again you're playing in the Asian conditions, and New Zealand should have come with their main guns. World Cup coming, it's been 15 years now that you won a series. We talked about in day one in Australia squad, and you try to bat on, because even they are coming out. They'll be for surely who will once again have
it. The toss happened, it was in terms of Bangladesh, because normally when you come to Bangladesh you see a spin friendly track on offer, but very interesting to see. The good news is by 1:30 p.m. Liton Das, and looking at then we have got spin bowlers in Nasoom Ahmed and Mahedi Hassan, which means that Mahmudullah and Soumya Sarkar might end up. That is why we believe that the bowling options will affect this combination. They have gone to the separate fast bowlers, and looking at the proper spin bowling options. Well, you have Ish Sodhi as your proper spin bowling option, and Rachit by the name of 6 bowling options. They don't quite lack experience. Soumya Sarkar, and you've got Tauhid Rudoy and Sri Lanka, so young, relatively inexperienced. Chad Bose, totally inexperienced. Henry Nicholson, he is one who is experienced. Tom Blundell, he is one who is experienced. So in terms of batting, you have got only good. The best 256. There is one thing that the last of Shah.
Reason, I'll tell you why he decided, because they backed on their bowlers, like they banged on their bowlers, and be it Kyle J, could have included batting this time. Liton Das, the batters face very interesting to see, Carl. The team looks fairly unexperienced. Perfectly summed up, but who would that be? And before you answer, a good chance, and I bank a lot. Talk about the batting option. I always prefer this Cric. He'll also come at the bowlers.
But just that, because Bangladesh it will be great. So Hassan, Rachin Ravindra, Nasoom Ahmed, Trent Bolt, your gut vice captain Tom Blundell is coming in from good. England played against century in that New Zealand. He ended up scoring 61, beg your pardon, not a century, but a half century, and he also picked up 4 for 60 in that game at Lord's. So Ayush has gone. When did the last time? More of T20, and then to Will Young, and I think it is Finn Allen, who plays where the ball will be very tricky for batting, because the spinners are going to come into play. So expect more of cutters on this type of deck, might than means see off at the has to bat first.
Yes, for the past 260, but any additional runs set a total accordingly. Up with a kind of bowling, they also have a good chance. Not the big names here, But apart from Mustafizur, as you rightly, they can, just see of these two main. Of course, nothing to textures can pitch in, but I think that's the discipline that all the delivery outside of and no run coming from it. So it's the first over done and dusted, and New Zealand are 2 without any loss.
Step into Cricong's hidden realms. Witness connected with live score.
Cricket World Cup news, an insightful podcast that celebrate the sport with live match scores, cricket news, and fantasy prediction.
Cricong's mid-in dissecting the
in the first match in the 30-yard circle just down the leg, and will this bowling lineup of Bangladesh back to India World Cup, and you have successfully defeated them once again. Those well, because now and from the deep Finn Allen has looked up to the situation good, and they will too much of a pressure, and this hit damp.
Yeah,
on.
and third, right in front of him. Now, if he had picked that ball up cleanly, he then has our game. This is every ball that I am landing. So maybe the ball from first over going for losing any wicket.
Size, Cricket World Cup fantasy predictions.
Introducing Cricong's mid.
Because there was this ball, and went at the if he had, as far as that last ball on a length out, that is early, could have so easily gone. Finn Allen played to the bat, just resort to bowling wider for Mustafa. Just pitched on the seam of the seam. The spinners come on to bowl, or something. Just his eyes lit up on seeing that length. He thought he could pull it away, but the ball barely came onto him. And he missed and got, because if Finn Allen hits, I think it's a very, for this one day cricket, it's a few dot balls has said for Bangladesh. This is going to sit watchfully from 3 overs.
Step in this for an endorse. Cricket.
Introducing Cricong's, our experts reveal what's in store for the second innings.
Join us and let's dive in.
Obsession with Cricong's rich podcasting.
Trickle 16 dot ball 7 art at this, because this one barely came off the New Zealand, because this is the pressure up the Allen works it with the mid wicket, and he gets hold the upper hand, because problem for New batting lineup but mistimes it. Fourth over goes for
Step in hidden realms. I connected with live score.
Cricket World Cup